Hey guys, coming at you. There's some rain you may hear. I'm in Florida and we're getting a little bit of a tropical storm. And I still love being in Florida even when it storms. It cools things down and I love Florida. But in this video, I want to share with you that don't rush to buy anything. Don't rush to buy a house. Don't rush to buy a car. Don't rush to buy an RV. I know when times are good, interest rates are low, and the housing market is booming, the RV market is booming, and there's not many deals to be had. Because in reality, the natural flow of life to have ups and downs actually keeps the market affordable. It allows people to get in and out of the market. But when the market just keeps going up, sometimes people feel like I'm going to get squeezed out, so I might as well just buy something I don't like. It may be overpriced in your budget, and you just feel like you have to because you have no choice because there's not a lot of inventory. In my opinion, don't do it. Why? Because patience is a virtue. I know that's a corny thing. You'll regret it later, and keep your flexibility until you find your inspiration. Now, I understand there's some exceptions. You know, you got a family, you're in between leases, and you may have to make some decisions, but make decisions, but don't make huge commitments such as 30-year mortgages, such as 20-year RV loans, or 7-year car loans if it's not the car you want, if it's not the house you want, if it's not affordable. Why? Because you know what's worse than getting squeezed out of the market? It's getting squeezed out of life. You know what it's going to feel like to wake up in a house that is in an area you don't want to be? It's a style you don't want it to be. You know what it's going to be like to be pulling around a travel trailer, driving a motorhome 5 years later, and it's lost its value and you don't like it anymore? You know what it's like to drive a car and to get out of the store and look at your car and your car doesn't do anything for you? Keep your flexibility until you find your inspiration. Keep your discipline until you find what's in your budget. You say inspirational nomad, that's not easy. I know, I've been on both sides of the coin. And you know, even me now, I look at a home base, or I look at RVs, or even upgrade a vehicle, and I say to myself, for me, in my opinion, there's nothing better than what I have. There's different things I can do to make my life a little bit easier or more comfort, but it's not what I want. It's not in my price range. So don't settle. Don't destroy your future by rushing in your present. Guys and girls, look, it's unsustainable for things to go up forever without there having to be some type of mass reform. If house prices are going to keep going up and up and up, guys, eventually something's going to happen, whether you have a crash or whether you have some type of financial reform. Why? Because, guys and girls, people are only making so much, you know, and yes, people are getting raises. Yes, people do this and that, but it's not in proportion of what the market is showing. And eventually something will come up, okay? So I just do not feel it's wisdom to rush into something that you don't like for the sake of doing it to not get squeezed out. Made those mistakes in my life or felt them, and the hardest thing in life sometimes is to be still and be content in what you have. Now, if you don't have the basic essentials, if you don't have a level of shelter, if you don't have a level of what you need to provide for you and your family, then make the necessary provisions. But remember, like yourself and your family, what are the essentials? What type of life do you want to live? What's the quality of life? Is your health and your well-being and being in an area you want and not being liable for a lot of things, is that what you want? Then that has nothing to do with the housing market. That has nothing to do with the RV market. You know, even the RV lifestyle, guys, it's a lifestyle of a freeing lifestyle. It's not about your rig. Even the simple living, it's not more or less about your house, more or less about focusing on self-care and having more time to go to the gym instead of work on your house, having more time to spend with your children and doing a home renovation. Guys, the simple life, whether it's living in a house or living in an RV or just trying to get your shit together, it has nothing to do with the interest rates. It has nothing to do with the housing economy. It has nothing to do with your real estate agent. It has nothing to do with the shortage of RVs. It has everything to do with you and what you choose to do with your time and your money. Choose to live a better life. Don't allow a real estate agent to choose for you. Don't allow the Federal Reserve interest rate to choose for you. Never settle on a subpar life that's not really what you want. Never strap yourself to a heavy financial commitment if flexibility is what you want. What do you want? When in doubt, don't buy. Why? Because flexibility is an asset. And remember, the simple life is about enjoying your life, not enjoying your home, not enjoying your RV, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your home or your RV, but really, your home is just a bunch of dead materials. Your life is live. It's every day what you decide to do. You know, your time is the ultimate house. Your house is sticks and bricks or RV of plastic and fiberglass. Your time is valuable. It takes some discipline and self-control not to get out of control in buying. I know there's a high. I know biologically buying an RV, buying a house, there's a high. And there's maybe even a peace of mind knowing I have something that's my own. And I understand that. But what I tell you is that the ultimate peace of mind is to own your mind. It's to own your mind, whether you live in a 10-year-old car, whether you live in a 500 square foot house or whatever it may be. Own your time, own your life. Don't be owned by the banks, don't be owned by the RV dealerships. Don't be owned by anything other than your well-being. This is what I'm telling you. When there's low inventory on the housing market, when you feel like there's nothing out there for you, you got to do something. What you have to do is focus on more self-care. What you have to do is develop a better routine. What you have to do is stay out of debt. What you have to do is produce more income. Why? Because you'll get more control of your life. That's how I feel today, you know. I tell myself that I was just driving around. I was looking at any possible home bases in Florida, and I said, man, there's nothing that I'm interested in. Nothing. And it's almost like in your mind, even though there's nothing I'm interested in, it's like there's something still calling us to acquire. Whether because we're hunters and gatherers, or human nature is to hoard, or we all want to feel secure and we want to know our future, and sometimes when we buy something, we feel like we're insuring our future. And the biggest way you insure your future is take care of your health, live below your means, have healthy relationships, develop a good routine. What do they teach you in rehab, in jail, in the school system? In any institution where it tries to develop you from an education or a health standpoint, they teach you how to develop a routine, to wake up on time, to be productive, to take breaks, and to get the proper amount of sleep. If your routine is fucked up, your house will be fucked up. If your routine is fucked up, your RV will be fucked up. Excuse my language. But don't excuse my message.